See, I ain't never had shit but my strife and my game and my life, and all them's is just hand-downs from my granddaddy limpins. The closest black folks ever came to pimpin', still hustling food stamps for that 94 caddy. How many days can I stretch this box of grits? Shit never quits, I'm a brother, pitching fits or pitching shit. I use my mouth where I lack muscle, anything to make the rent. Yo, you know the hustle, I know the US economy, and I could run it. I'm about to make these $4 in a 400. Ain't nothing happening but the serious gang. While they got billions in the bank, we just got money on the tank. And when we got fresh rims, we on top. On top of what? When the kitchen table's on hot. Gun on cock, but we seen it in the past. Make a fast dash for the cash, be gangsta leaning on your ass.
20s and 10s, it's all about making ends. No need to sin to uplift a California living, but I grin. Cause all I remember as a tot was them OGs ganking motherfuckers with the dots. And now the rock is in my pockets and my spots hot like the Hawaiian tropics. A task force topic, spent 6 months in CYA. Even though that gang is brought in by the CIA. See, I'm a motherfucker that's done some dirt for my meal ticket, but I've learned quick, you got to deal with it. Well, I did for 22 fucking years. You damn straight, my homies relate when we all shed tears. And it's clear to my ear I had to learn that knowledge. Cause after 12th grade I had to say fuck college and the mileage. No longer will I waste my time. Diploma stuck in my hand, but I'm stuck to the grind. I'm steady mobbing, back to the police station. They checking me, but it's inflation that's doing this taking. No hesitating, can't be waiting, let me do my thing. I was hooked like a thing, but now I'm hip to the skin.
Everyone considered him coward of the county. Never stood one single time to prove the county wrong. His mama called him Tommy, but folks just called him Yellow. Something always took Wolverine and Tommy wrong. He was only 10 years old. His daddy died in prison. I took care of Tom, cause he was my brother's son. I still recall the final word brother said to Tommy. Son, my life is over, but yours has just begun. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it don't make me weak if you turn the other cheek. And I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. There's someone for everyone. Tommy's love Becky. In her arms he didn't have to prove he was a man. One day while he was working, the cattle and boys came calling. He took turns at Becky, and there were 3 of them. Tommy opened up the door, saw his Becky crying. The torn dress, the shattered look, more than he could stand. Reached above the fireplace, took down his daddy's picture. As the tears fell on his daddy's face, I heard the words again. Promise me, son, Now it don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to understand, but you don't have the heart to be a man. The gallant boys just laughed at him when he walked into the barroom. One of them got up, met him half across the floor. Tommy turned around and said, "Hey, look, old Yella's leaving." She could have heard a pin drop. Tommy stopped and locked the door. 20 years of crawling was bottled up inside him. He wasn't holding nothing back. He let him have it all. Tommy left the bar. How the Gatlin boy was standing. He said this one's for Becky as he watched the last one fall. I heard him say, "I'm proud of you, Dad, not to do the thing you've done. I'll walk away from trouble when I can. Now please don't think I'm weak, I couldn't turn the other cheek. Papa, I sure hope you understand. Sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man." Everyone considered him the coward of county.
Yo, how's it going? Happy Lunar New Year of the Snake 2025, the wood snake. It's morning out here for the morning wood snake. Yeah, out here in Taiwan, District 13, the real District 13, Shaolin, the place that I had to come back to, even though I've never been here before. I'm so happy. I feel like I've been rejuvenated. I shed my skin because yes, I am a year of the snake. I am the year of the snake. You are in my year, which is your year too. I respect y'all. Welcome to my year of the snake 2024. Gary's the number guy. 33. What is an NPC? This is NPC live. The game. Reverse it, switch it up. 2:30 in the PM in New Zealand. They're getting it started for everyone, right, on that dream time. Shout out to Crazy Mama. She's loving that wood snake, right? The wood snake, wood element is very grounding, right? Very organic. Yeah. Naturally, I'm a fire snake. That's why I like to get it lit. I like to get it lit. I try to stay calm, but you know what? Maybe that's not me. Maybe this is what I should be, a rambling, scorched earth type of individual, right? Maybe that's my issues in the past because I've tried to be wood-like and calm, but yeah. With that said, it is the wood year. So, what is a wood snake? Why is it so important? Right? Well, we shall see. Shout out to Shadow Buddha the Twin. How's it going, my friend? My brother, as we say, Crazy Mama, my housemate, along with her special friend, Jeremy, my other housemate. Thank you for letting me use your charger the other day. All right. Thank you so much. What's up, the leopard print in the house, the lovely leopard print. Much love. The gorgeous leopard print. Her avatar gets more and more gorgeous every day. What's going on to Dino, man? Good to see you, bruh. Yeah, hope all is well. You and your wonderful partner, Dino. Shout out to Look Within, the hardest working man in the metaverse. Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year. Happy Year of the Snake. And you know what? Is this shit up? Yeah, it's up. Let me play some just for Shadowback and all this other brain rotter. Giving you an update on some brain rot real quick. And it does have something to do with what's really going on here in this year of the snake already. First, I gotta take this shit down. There I am. Kind of. Yeah. So here's some brain rot news for y'all.
Baby Gronk was just sniped. Baby Gronk was doing a meet and greet at a local middle school and everyone was hyped to see him. As Baby Gronk was leaving the event, someone threw a soda can and it hit him in the head. People are now theorizing that this was a hit ordered by the Rizzler to warn Baby Gronk to stop talking about him. Do you think the Rizzler ordered a hit on Baby Gronk?
There, we did it. We did it, Shadowback. We got that out the way. People are like, what the fuck was that shit right there, man? Yeah. It's brain rot, man. Which is the opposite. We're leaving the year of the brain rot, the mystical dragon of 2024, the year of the dragon, kind of left spaces for brain rot and the extra dynamic drama where I think this year is going to be a little bit more low key. We're not going to see that weirdo stuff as much. Unless you come to this channel every now and then, I have to play that. Yeah. Anytime, dude, I got you. I'll trade you the charger and you can use my clean bed sheets. All right. All good. No wet spots, bro. She's like, what the fuck was that? A lot of craziness going on. Girl's got a dream. Yeah. So the year of the wood snake, right? What years is the snake already? Just so you know. I'm trying to tell y'all, right? I'm trying to tell y'all what year we dealing with. Get some dramatic effect. Let me let you know what's going on in Taiwan right now, live right now. We got a camera in there. Let you know when everyone's shopping. Well, actually, this is not live. This is from last night. Hey, people getting everything they need to get in order to be ready for the big meals. Because before I tell you what the wood snake is, let me tell you what went down yesterday. Yesterday was a big deal over here in Taiwan. It's almost like as if it's like a Christmas, how Christmas and Thanksgiving combined, the Lunar New Year, because they go off the lunar calendar here in terms of spiritual and holiday things, right? Of course, they use the sun calendar we all use, but they also use this lunar calendar, and the Taiwanese traditions on the Lunar New Year's Eve, which was last night for us, is the biggest deal. It's the big deal. New Year's Eve. You know, like how some people in America, they celebrate their Christmas on New Year's Eve. Well, here we celebrate New Year's on New Year's Eve. That's the big day for it, right? We got the damn the Lunar New Year's Eve. It marks the final day of the lunar calendar, right? And it symbolizes the transition from the old year to the new, the old to the new, right? What you used to have to what you're gonna have, right? We don't really in the West, we don't really stress that part of what the new year, right? And the day is centered around practices such as cleaning, to sweeping away bad fortune. What else do we do? We also like to wear new clothes on the New Year's Day. You know, a lot of times you want to wear red. Why do you think you wear red, chat? Well, we wore red because it's a lucky color, right? Red is lucky. And the day is centered around a fresh start, right? Fresh start. When you wear the new red clothes, or just at least new clothes, from your underwear to your shoes to your hat, it symbolizes a fresh start, right? And one of the biggest things we do on the Lunar New Year here is we enjoy a family reunion dinner. Yeah, everyone comes together. My neighborhood's packed because I live in the oldest city in Taiwan, and so this is like a base for a lot of people. Most people live in the north, right? And they come down here on the weekends to visit family, the older family members, the aunties and uncles and the grandparents, and from Taipei, the main city, but they really all congregate here to get to see their family, the elders. And you know what? I heard from a friend that they were coming from Taipei to Kaohsiung, which is like Kaohsiung's another 45 minutes south from me. Usually it takes like about 5.5 hours, 5 hours. It took them 11 hours on the highway. That's how much people are in motion right now in Taiwan. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that tracksuit, the Adidas, yeah, all red. Could you imagine? Oh, that's so fresh. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's switch this up. I love the green color. It looks cool and all, but it's New Year's. Let's get lucky. Let's wear this red blood. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. And also, family reunion is right. I love the fucking family reunion aspect. I literally riding around the neighborhood. I mean, I was doing errands and whatnot, going to the store, going to the laundromat, riding around, looking at the families congregate for their reconnect for their New Year's Eve meal. That makes me feel so good. I love that shit. Must be like a Libra in me, or a Libra North Node of the moon, where I'm supposed to be going this year, this lifetime, like coming together in a graceful, artistic way, loving way, beautiful way. And seeing the families come up, people walk in the neighborhood are kind of confused where to go because they don't always come here. Seeing the couples, like the younger couples, introducing their significant other to their family, the elders, usually happens on this day. All that shit makes me feel very nostalgic and just fucking life, man. This is real life in a good way. It's amazing. Yeah. And yeah, only Adidas. Only Adidas. I heard that. Trouser snakes are wood snakes, right? Early in the morning, that wood snake. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm amped up on the natural human growth hormone of the wood snake. This is a long day to keep family intact. Salutes to the family. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so they come together and have the family meal, right? And usually back in the day, according to the old Taiwanese texts, people would traditionally beat on drums on New Year's to ward off the evil spirits and hold ceremonies to usher in a new beginning, right? And on New Year's Eve, families present offerings to deities and ancestors because this is a culture of ancestor worship. Yeah. Shout out to Master Creator, Year of the Snake, another Year of the Snake brother from another. I knew he had to slither in with me on our snake den. Shout out to him. You're a winner. You're a winner, Master Creator.
Just like that. That's all there is to it, Dustin. That's all there is to it. A winner. Just like that. We'll be right back with our Price is Right. Don't go away. Bam. Just like that. That's all there is to it.
That's all there is to it. Bet. Shout out to Drew Carey. Shout out to Snow, the lovely Chanel Snow. Sherelle Snow. Right? NPC the game. Happy Lunar Year of the Snake. Master Creator. Shout out to the Hyperspace family. Discord family. That's when we say hyperspace. Yeah. Traveling hyperspace. We're speaking of our wonderful Discord. The Master Creator is a mod and an active member. Right? So shout out to the Hyperspace family. And if you want to try out in this Year of the Snake, it's a good time to do it. Swing by. We'll give you a tryout. Hit the link. Yeah. I think most of the people here are on the Discord. Yeah. So yeah, everyone's here, man. All my good friends. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, so as I was saying, like the families, what they'll do is they'll present offerings like on an altar table, usually on the first floor of their house. to make offerings to ancestors and deities, and they offer usually the offering consists of 3 to 5 types of meat. Also rice, like duck is a big one. Duck, chicken, sometimes lamb. I guess pork too. We don't eat that. That's another thing. Pork during the year of the snake, and we'll get into it when we get into Gary's the number guy. Pork during this year of the snake is not very conducive in terms of luck and whatnot, because every lunar animal has an enemy, right? And the enemy of the snake is the pork, is the pig. So with that said, you probably behoove you not to eat pork during this year, right? I know for some of y'all that's hard. Easy for me because I don't eat that shit because anymore. I mean, I grew up on bacon and pork chops and all that stuff, but once I knew certain things, and also knew about my snake, year of the snake, and now literally I've seen it happen when I eat that stuff. Shit's not gravy. It's not copacetic. It don't work. So in the year of the snake, you want to avoid pig-like tendencies and whatnot, or even eating it. And Slither on 3 if you're loving the crew. I love that for the Discord. Look at this. Shout out to the soil, right? The flatlands of East Oakland, deep East Oakland, right? Doing dishes when I'm listening. Love it. I love it. Well, one of the hardest workers in the metaverse right there. Master creator, bring your ass up here if you have a chance, bro. We need 2 snakes slithering around. That's for you, my player, partner. Yeah. So hit the link, Master Creator. So following the year, so this year is a big year. So this is why we have to make sure our ancestors and deities are covered, and we give them the 3 to 5 types of meat, rice cakes, fruits, which are believed to honor the spirits and ensure their blessings for the coming year. In following the offering, incense is burned. We call it bye-bye, right? It's burned and firecrackers are set off. When they did that last night at midnight, dogs went crazy. The dogs went crazy. And but it's what they do here, So we burn the incense, set off the fireworks, and then if you go to many of these large temples, the devotees line up to be the first to burn incense when the temples open at midnight, and because it's believed to bring them good fortune and blessings, right? Right. Bye-bye. I'm not going to eat pork at least this year. Another reason not to eat. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Gary, the number guy, he says, yeah, fuck it. Let's see what he said. He said something interesting about that. About the year of the snake and all that, about eating pork. He doesn't even have it on the table. Right? Mr. Gary over here. He doesn't even want it. His family even knows not to have it around him. And I live in fucking Taiwan where pork it's big here in Taiwan. Right? And even my wife and my son, they respect that. They're like, we won't eat it, We don't want to bring down the blessings, yeah. Which I thought it was cool. See, if I can't find it, that's all right. It's funny. I just saw it. Anyway, yeah. So the firecrackers at midnight opening. You want to be the first to get to the temple to pay respect to your ancestors and devotees, right? And one cool thing that the children might like about this is because it's like the one night where you can stay up late. We want you to stay up late because it's a key tradition on Lunar New Year's Eve. It's called the Wilu, or family reunion dinner, right? Like I mentioned earlier, where everyone comes and gathers, loved ones come and gather to feast, around the table, right? Like we do it in Christmas and in Thanksgiving in the West, and look at this. The later the family stays up, the more prosperous the upcoming year is thought to be, right? the more prosperous it's gonna be. So you want you to stay up late, right? So after a lot of you dads that like eat and they fall asleep, like 5 minutes later, you got to stay up. You got to be like Miguel. Don't sleep. You got to stay up. Don't sleep. You got to stay up, right? Because after that, after the meal, this is what's big for the younger folks. The red envelopes or hongbao are given out, and it typically contains money, right? And you want to give people money, clean, brand new bills, right? And the color red is symbolic of vitality and joy, luck and good fortune. So you give them these red envelopes with money in it, and the money, you don't want to give denominations of 4. So you don't want to give $40. You don't want to give $400 or $4,000 because 4 sounds like death in Chinese and Mandarin. So you want to stay away from that, right? So you give them like 600, 6,000, whatever it is, right? And usually people who aren't married get the red envelopes. And then when they get married and when they're older, they give out the red envelopes to their nieces and nephews, their children, or their parents too. Their parents, the grandparents, because they're older. You got to play it forward, right? And I like that too. How people be, I like how the ancestors. Dino says, I like how the ancestors are remembered, lest we forget, honor the living and the dead. You have to honor them, man. You have to. Yeah. I see people talking about pork and stuff. He said, Mass Creator said, pork is the best food if we still had time of famine, but since the average humans today tastes like kings and royalty, well, we don't need to pig like that. Yeah, we don't need it. And then it does more typically have more parasites, prone to more parasites than other meats. That's why we don't want to eat it. That's why I don't want to eat it all the time. Pretty much you put seasoning on anything, it tastes good. But just because something tastes good doesn't mean it's good for you, right? Yeah. And then it's comment from Locksmith Jeremy. He says, and we can chat and smoke crack all night. Man, him and that crack, man. We're going to get him to smoke crack on camera one of these days. Yeah. I don't listen to Jeremy. Crack is whack. Absolutely. Crack is whack. We grew up on the Nancy Reagan, just say no. Dare, right? He'd be wearing a Dare t-shirt, smoking crack with the Brillo and everything. That's our Jeremy. We love you how you come here. Pause. we accept you, but we don't co-sign the behavior, right? So you want to stay up late, we said, for prosperity. The later you stay up, the more prosperous your family will be. Because that tradition comes from the Shushi, which is rooted in the belief that it will drive away evil spirits and protect your household. Because if the evil spirit sees you, they ain't gonna want to fuck with you, because you're strong. They ain't gonna want to fuck with you like that. And so traditionally, people stay awake until after midnight to ensure longevity for the elders of their family and to prevent the evil New Year beast from entering their homes. That's non-shu. You don't want non-shu to enter your homes. We don't want that. Godhard Guardian with the comment, one of the most conscious mods in the metaverse, wouldn't it be the snake is philosophically eating its enemy? Yeah, you could look at it like that too. Yeah, eating the enemy, because I'm sure snakes eat pigs and whatnot. But in terms of the symbolic metaphysics, you don't want to do that. I guess you wouldn't want to fuck around and try to mix energies if you don't have to, because a snake can eat many things. Yes, we can eat. We can't eat our enemy. It's like this. Somebody brought up poison yesterday. Yes, poison. Ingesting poison will actually give you a tolerance. It could be seen as medicine, but you don't want to take medicine or poison all the time, right? If you don't have to. So I think a lot of these things are meant as a template to overlay on your consciousness to keep these positive things in mind. Now, granted, you can still have a positive life. You don't have to do these specific things, but why not use something that's worked for so many people after thousands of years? So, Godheart Guardian, surely you shouldn't eat snake during the year of the snake. I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. I would think that'd be disrespectful. I know you're right, because during the year of the rooster, I looked up that too. Roosters / chicken. It said you shouldn't eat chicken then, because it's disrespectful to that animal. And yes, we do have snake restaurants. Not too many. I've seen some at some of these night markets before. It's not a big thing. I was like appalled because I'm a snake. Right? Even when I talk, I slither. Right? Master Creator, Metal Gear Solid Snakes. Snake. Remember this customer wearing red during Lunar New Year. Wear that red, blood. Because when you wear that red, you're hoping to invite a prosperous and auspicious year ahead. Huh? Also, too, one of the things we eat, one of the meats we eat are fish. Fish. You know, you eat fish because the word fish sounds like abundance or having plenty, having enough. And when you eat, when you have fish, it's a good meat to have because it's kind of telling you that there's always room for more, right? You eat fish because there's always room for more, right? You always want more. Just like when you're creating something, if you're writing or painting a picture or making a video, editing a video, you want to stop. When you take a break from doing it, you don't want to do it when you can't think of anything. You want to stop when you do have more stuff to think about. Leave stuff on the table. That's a thing for Lunar New Year to keep in mind. Leave it on the table, right? Leave reserves. Because that way you're not being, living from a point of scarcity. Okay? Dino says, what an awesome thing to do to keep the elders in reference like worship. It's worship that brings reverence. We all know how much we can worship what we love the most. Yeah, you see it in that movie, Mama Coco. Yeah, the one with the Mexican Dia of the Dead, where they honor the ancestors. You see it in Back to the Future, where Marty McFly, he had to honor his immediate ancestors, his parents, or they literally would disappear. Or he would disappear. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's do this thing. So, let's get into the story of the snake real quick. This year of the snake that I just explained, kind of. Yeah, that's it. Let's see.
Every street and lane where every single greeting when we see each other always is 恭喜恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀恭喜恭喜恭喜你 When you start around the corner.
Those are red envelopes. You put money in there. You get them from the bank. The brand new bills. Everything new. We want to start new. Especially this year with the snake, how it sheds its skin. The old stuff that's not serving it, you get rid of it only to grow something new.
The festival is also widely
Look at that. That's like a medicinal chicken soup.
Example, another festival that is observed is the tradition of visiting your mother's family on the second day of the new year.
January, you meet with the father's family, right? That's who you meet with, right? Because traditionally, and even now, the once a wife marries the husband, it's kind of like she is spending more time with his family more, right? And the second day is when with the Lantern Festival. hmm And Master Creator, you were asking about. You said what type of rare snakes did they got in Taiwan? Well, we definitely have um, rattlesnakes at the dog park I go to. I've seen them before. They went underneath my foot before. That was wild. But yeah, one of the main ones is the 100. They call it the 100 pacer snake. It's a venomous snake right here. This is one of the snakes that are particularly unique to Taiwan, right? And I've seen this one. I've seen this one too when I was hiking, and also too with my dogs. And usually when the grass is high, they'll come out. I mean, they'll leave you alone, right? But I definitely, even though I enjoy snakes and uh, have handled them before and considered getting some, I wouldn't fuck around with this guy. It's beautiful, right? Very beautiful creature. Very beautiful creature. Can we cheat and smoke? This guy wants to. Him and his crack smoking. That's an old one, I guess. I can't get over that, Jeremy. It does look like an elder. Yeah. Yeah, so that's one of them right there. One of our friends who's a snake. While we got that up, why don't we do a little bit of mythology, right? Because these mythology, when we learn about mythology, it's a story, it's a narrative, right? This is why some of us love history and in social studies classes, because it's stories, right? It's stories. And on this myth about the snake we're about to see is definitely something that is in the heart of Asia right here, especially Taiwan. And a lot of times when you know myths, you can overlay it on your own narrative and see what stands out. And like maybe you do resonate with some of these characters and the things that you're doing here and now. That's why I take the myth to heart. That's why it's great to know myths. See how it relates to you and your narrative right now. Who are you in the story right now?
It is said that long ago, the snake had 4 legs, just like most other animals. However, its pointed head, long body, and menacing appearance made all the animals that saw it feel afraid, causing them to keep their distance. The snake felt very helpless, hiding in dark corners every day, watching other animals from afar, and said to itself, "Why are they so afraid of me? I just want to make friends." Gradually, the snake became irritable and easily angry, and the accumulated resentment over time slowly turned into poison hidden in its sharp teeth. Anyone bitten by the snake would quickly become paralyzed, and in severe cases, it could be fatal. A panda named Nana came up to the snake and said,
"Brother Snake, You should try to be friendly with everyone. If you keep attacking others, everyone will only be more afraid of you.
The snake sneered. They are scared of my fierce appearance. How can this be blamed on me? Every day I pray to the Jade Emperor to change my appearance. But
yeah, the Jade Emperor is their god in a lot of these myths, these ancient Chinese, Han Chinese myth.
he ignores me. If anyone is to blame, it's the Jade Emperor.
Because you gotta blame people, right? Someone's gotta blame. Blaming's for snakes and kids. This is their supreme being in the Chinese folklore.
The snake's words soon reached the heavenly palace, and upon hearing this, the Jade Emperor decided to teach the snake a lesson. So he sent a divine general down to Earth, who performed a magical spell that made the snake's 4 legs vanish.
The divine spell was him chopping his ass out, chopping his legs off. Yeah.
The snake's legs turned into countless tiny light bolts, scattering around a stream. At that moment, frogs played.
So here's the thing. At first, let's rewind this shit. The snake was happy-go-lucky.
The snake felt very helpless, hiding in dark corners every day. Feel afraid. It had 4 legs, just like most other animals. However, its pointed head, long body, and menacing appearance made all the animals that saw it feel afraid, causing them to keep their distance.
Now, do you think if he would have been friendly, kept on like being consistent, being friendly to them, even though he looked strange and menacing to them, that they maybe would have came around? I don't know. Instead, he went inward into depression, which is sadness. Rage turned inward, and he started to rage out, and he actually became those things which he thought the animal saw him as. Right? And interesting.
By the stream, out of curiosity, swallowed these light points. Then, the legless frogs gradually lost their tails and grew 4 legs. The frogs were overjoyed. After
because of the snake's misfortune and cutting off of his limbs led to another creature's evolution of consciousness, evolution of motion. The salamander, the tadpoles getting legs. Interesting. His misfortune led to their evolution.
after losing its 4 legs.
But he didn't see that. I wonder if that would have made him happy. You know, if someone can learn from your misfortune, chat, even though you're sad about it and whatnot, do you think that would make you happy? If they can like do better from your misfortune
The snake
or mistake?
dreaded that. At this time, the Jade Emperor was selecting 12 animals as zodiac signs, and the first place winner would receive a special reward. Longing to regain
I heard you,
its
Dino.
legs, the snake decided to participate in the competition to prove itself to the Jade Emperor. Despite losing its limbs, the snake, with its indomitable will, crawled to the finish line of the
Water
zodiac
snake.
race. The Jade Emperor was moved by its perseverance.
Yo, that's crazy. If you're used to walking around, I never thought about that. You're used to walking around, and you don't have that mobility anymore. Yet he pushed through. You know, using his stomach muscle, all his muscles, to push him through to the end of the race.
And forgave the snake for its past wrongdoings. Including it among the 12 zodiac signs. Unfortunately, the snake did not receive the special reward given to the first place winner. Since then, except when needing food to survive, the snake rarely initiated attacks on humans or other animals. Whenever evil thoughts arose in its heart, it would shed its old skin, symbolizing letting go of its past and starting anew.
I like that. Someone like me needs to know that. Damn. So when evil thoughts come in, negative thoughts, shed that shit, right? Shed that shit. Keep it moving.
The snake always hoped to regain its legs, so it sought out a frog. However, when it asked, the frog merely croaked in disdain and jumped into the pond. Since then, whenever the snake encountered a frog, the snake would chase it relentlessly. But as the snake was worried about harming its own legs, it eventually swallowed the frog whole. It was to no avail, and the snake never could regain its 4 legs.
So for career, what does it say for snake? You're the snake. Snake in terms of wealth. Now these are just... No, these are, remember that game on your phone, Snake? Now, these are just templates, right? Take from it what you will. For the wealth, your financial situation in 2025 looks pretty stable. You'll be working hard, but don't expect quick cash windfalls. Remember, every industry requires effort and determination. Yeah, you got to do it. You might find yourself pulling some late nights at work, which will really test your energy and stamina. I feel like I've been doing that already. Damn. Okay. Head of the curve. What else in terms of career? Your career. Here you go, Sherelle. Many of you have strong ambition, and there might be a new plan. Oh, that's too fast. Many of you have strong ambition. You might have a new plan on the horizon. There might be a new plans on the horizon. As long as you're willing to work hard and see good results. Make sure to just listen to your friends when making major decisions to avoid any missteps. Have some good friends around you to help you with that. Yeah, I see how people get so butthurt about astrology. Even this I call it cookbook astrology, where it's like the stuff that's in the paper. Because even if it isn't like exactly right, these are definitely some good things to have in your mind, right? I don't see you going wrong with that. Now, what's next? Is it health? Health-wise, you might face some issues this year. While there won't be any major illnesses, the stress could lead to some problems because like what you think of can manifest in terms of health, right? Be cautious of physical encounters and try to avoid conflicts with others. I already saw that, man. That live I had yesterday, I started to get like stress headache, right? And as soon as I finished, I started building with my family. Watching some cool videos with my son about history and whatnot. I started to feel at ease. We had our nice banquet last night, us 3. Mama NPC, Junior NPC, and Daddy NPC. It was great. I feel like 100%. I feel like breakdancing. Yeah, love. Ooh, here you go, you lovers. Jeremy, crazy mama. In terms of relationship, you might feel a bit passive this year. You could be a bit of extreme in handling your connections. There might be some trust issues with your partner. After your zodiac year, things may become even more challenging with some negative influences. Your thoughts might get clouded, leading you to relationship troubles. Don't hesitate to express your feelings to that special someone. Seize the moment. Seize the moment. There you go. Seize the moment. Hey, what's up, Gary Baxter? Good to see you. Peace. Peace. Bex and everyone. I'm popping and say hello. Got some real life plans tonight for a TV watch party. Have a great stream. Thank you. Do I believe in horoscopes? Oh, well, what does believe mean? Believe has the word lie in it, right? I see some value in them, horoscopes and whatnot. Yeah, definitely. Now, is it absolute? I don't know. But our mind is so powerful that you could take something that's just a belief and make it a knowing in you, right? So horoscopes, not so much. Natal charts, looking at which are personality decoders. Yeah, I think there's more stock than that. Horoscopes, nah. I think horoscopes are just a good catalyst, if anything. Take from what you will, you know? I mean, what would you rather do, Joe? For example, if your neighbor was like, fuck, this is going to be a horrible year, right? Knowing that they know nothing about your situation in life, really. This is going to be a fucked up year, man. I see my relationship with my girlfriend being horrible. I see this whole city is being shitty, getting worse. I see nobody being friendly this year. And then you read the horoscope and it says, keep in mind that you might get some, you might meet some interesting people this year, and they might show you things that you never thought were possible. And that was just in a newspaper horoscope. Which one you gonna pick? Listen to your neighbor or listen to the horoscope? I mean, you can listen to neither, but I think I'll listen to the horoscope. And if it's bullshit, I'd rather take that bullshit, the positive bullshit, than the negative bullshit. So that's what I'm saying in terms of horoscopes. I don't take it too seriously unless it's positive, That's how I look at this shit. And you're gone, and then you leave. I hope you didn't leave because of that. Because horoscopes are fun, right? Yeah. Have an awesome night. Who knows what's really going on? What else we got here? There's all the animals. Okay. Let's see what Gary the number guy says about the animals. Remember what I said earlier about how each sign has an opposite sign? Let's see what they're talking about right here. Oh wait, that's not it. There we go. Astrology. There you go. Let's break this down.
Let me give people a little context. We're going to start talking about Chinese/Vietnamese astrology, not the Leo, Virgo stuff that you guys talk about.
Hey, I'll say Taiwanese. That's why people say Chinese New Year. Nah, nigga, it's the whole fucking world, right? Whoever uses a lunar calendar, and it's not just in Asia. A lot of cultures use lunar calendar. But it's definitely not just China. There's Vietnam, like he said, but I'm going to say Taiwanese Lunar New Year because we ain't China, even though they're our cousin.
What I call woman astrology. Not saying it doesn't work, but it's not as accurate as other. So let me give people a little context. We're going to start talking about Chinese/Vietnamese astrology, not the Leo, Virgo stuff that you guys talk about. What I call woman astrology. Not saying it doesn't work, but it's not as accurate as other forms. The Vietnamese and Chinese astrology is extremely accurate. I'm more with the Vietnamese for the simple reason because the Vietnamese believe there's a cat instead of a rabbit. We'll go into that a little.
Oh yeah, that's true. The cat was screwed in that race for the 12 zodiac signs. It got screwed, right? And it was pissed. It got left out, right? In one of the stories. But some people think it was the cat that actually won the race, and the rabbit's usually the first one, right? Because if you look at a rabbit, it kind of looks like a cat, especially those little hind legs.
A little bit later. But just context. Every sign has the opposite. Every sign has a yin yang. I came up with the term enemy signs. So the first sign is the rat. It's enemies with the horse. Example, Kobe and Shaq. Kobe was a horse. Shaq was a rat. They didn't really like each other.
Yeah, Kobe's a horse, 1978, right? I'm 77, the year of the snake. Yeah, and so Shaq's a little older. He's a rat.
Has a yin yang. I came up with the term enemy signs. So the first sign is the rat. It's enemies with the horse. Example, Kobe and Shaq. Kobe was a horse. Shaq was a rat. They didn't really.
And think about it. Think about the horse characteristics. Is hard worker, right? Kobe's one of the hardest workers in NBA history. Rest in peace. Shaq was a rat. Rats are very cunning. We're not talking about the size, right? He's an elephant, actually, but a rhino, more accurately. The rats are very cunning, and the Shaq is a very cunning, like strategy. He can do many different things, right? He's a comedian. That's a rat.
Really like each other. That is how enemy signs work. Next example is goat and ox. Ox and goat, there's a lot of examples you can use in real day life. One of them is this. Saddam Hussein, born 1937, year of the ox, he attacked Iran. That was one of his things when he was president of Iraq. He attacked Iran. Iran was founded in 1979, year of the goat.
You see that too? And we're not just talking about people when they talk about these astrology birthdays and whatnot and signs. You can go countries when it was founded. You can go on a relationship when you got together with your husband or wife. You can go when you started your business, right? And use that as when that particular thing has a sign, right? So in this case, Saddam against Iran.
Goat and ox are enemy signs. So after Saddam got taken out, Netanyahu now wants to go after Iran. Iran, and want to guess what his sign is? Ox. So again, ox, goat, enemy signs. Here's another one. The crown prince, the Saudi Arabian crown prince, the most independent leader in the Middle East. He's an ox. He's not on good terms with Iran. So you see all oxes, doesn't matter if they're Israeli, Netanyahu, or other ones, you can see how they're against because they're polar opposite energies. NATO was founded 1949, the year of the ox. Russia, 1991, year of the goat. They have a proxy war now going. So when you take a look at energies, you understand, there's something here. Next energy, tiger and monkey. America is a monkey nation. The most popular sport in America is the NFL. 1920 was founded. 1920 is a monkey sport. No one gives a damn about the NFL, except for maybe the Super Bowl one time a year. No one cares about it from outside the United States of America. But in a monkey nation, a monkey sport will flourish. Just like I've seen immigrants who come to America, and if they're born in the monkey year, they flourish. On the other end, the enemy of the monkey is the tiger.
The tiger.
Prime Minister of India, Modi, he's born in the tiger year. When he was a diplomat, he was barred from this country.
There you go. Yeah, and I seen in my household, my new dog Dreamy, the dreamy one. She is the year of the tiger, right? Which was a couple years ago. Which was like a year and a half ago, well, a year ago, yeah, and then 2 years ago, yeah. Her frenemy is Trinity, my other dog here, who's year of the monkey. I see it all the time. They're all, it's a back and forth, right? Yeah. Comment for Sherelle, NPC the game. I enjoy so much that you get into these topics. Here is your red envelope. Oh, I love it. Yes, thank you. Yes, I got to give you one back. This is my red envelope to you, Sherelle. I appreciate you, and thank you so much with your help with the awards remastering. You don't know how much you helped me out with those After Effects. Appreciate you. I'm glad you get it. Look at, she has the whole thing here. She has all the animals. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah. I love it. I want to save that. She's year of the rat, yeah? My junior, he's year of the rat. My mother-in-law, My mother-in-law and father-in-law are year of the rat. They're both born year of the rat. Because it's interesting. 1949 is there. Then you can tell the next rat by adding 12 years and then adding 12 years and adding 12 years. You can almost tell when people were born then. Year of the rat, so cunning. Look at how this life works, Sherelle. We're having this family meal, right? And banquet. And fuck it, I want to put the TV on. So my son he wanted to watch Ratatouille, right? So we're watching Ratatouille, eating this meal. And it dawns on me, it's like, holy shit, this is like his grandparents having a meal with us because they're both year of the rat. You see that? Like when you know mythology and astrology and these other modes of being and stuff, you can use it to make your life even more dynamic. A mundane life more dynamic. And someone maybe say, you believe in astrology? Well, bro, if I didn't, my life probably wouldn't be as dynamic as it is. These things are catalysts for the imagination, right? Catalysts for good times and bliss. I'll take that any day. Any day. Right? So you're saying that the tiger and the monkey are enemies, and so this diplomat who's a tiger, he got barred from America because America's a monkey nation. 1776, that's the year of the monkey.
Again, enemy sign dynamic. Wesley Snipes went to prison for what?
I don't know.
Tax evasion. How many stars do you know who went to prison for tax evasion?
Not many.
So mostly people say, yo, that was racism. He's a black man. No. He's a tiger in a monkey country. So tiger.
There you go. And this master creator sees it. He gets it. Life is synchronicity. It's all in layers. Yeah, and the more you see this, the more it lines up. So much so that you're like, damn, I don't have to keep even saying that. Everything's lined up. It's synchronistic, right? So you hear that? So Wesley Snipes, year of the tiger, right? Gets popped in America for tax evasion.
Know who went to prison for tax evasion?
Not many.
So mostly people say, yo, that was racism. He's a black man. No. He's a tiger in a monkey country. So tigers will honestly take L's more in America than any other sign.
Wow.
This is how you have to look at things.
My brother-in-law, year of the tiger, it wasn't until he made it to moved back to Taiwan. He's the year of the tiger, and he was he's flourishing. I think Taiwan's a rat country, if I'm not mistaken. 1949 is when the Nationals KMT fled China from the communist Mao, and they started it. We can say that. There's a couple other dates you could use, but we'll say 49. So that's the year of the rat year. This country's the year of the rat. America's the year of the monkey. Doesn't get along with the tiger. Wesley Snipes, the tiger, gets popped by the federal government for tax evasion in a monkey country.
And if you're in Canada, and Canada was founded in a cat year, guess what? Roosters in that country are going to take L's. This is a way to apply this knowledge. We don't have to, And
it doesn't mean like don't live your life if you have some of these enemy aspects. Absolutely. Just be aware of this shit, maybe. If it suits you or not. Be aware, right? Be aware of it's like know when to move when it benefits you a certain way, and know when to not move when it doesn't benefit you in a certain way. That's all.
Faith is one thing. We need to start thinking. We need to start using this type of knowledge. And trust me, I'm getting to something. You guys are going to love the ending. The next enemy sign combination is the cat and the rooster. Now, a lot of people know that 50 Cent is born in a cat year. Cats are great psychologists. That boy likes to play mind games.
All day on Instagram, fucking with people, master troll.
Now, who are his enemies? P. Diddy. He's been going at P. Diddy for a decade now, hasn't he?
Longer.
Oh, P. Diddy's born in the rooster year. cat, rooster, enemy signs. Who betrayed 50 Cent? Yo, 50, you're about to learn something. Who betrayed 50 Cent? The game. He's the one who left his clique. The game's a rooster. See?
Wow, that's interesting. That says a lot.
You empowered your enemy sign, he turned on you. And if people start applying this in everyday life, they'll see it. What people have to understand is it's all yin yang. You just have to understand what it is. The next enemy sign combination is dragon and dog. And this is where the presidential election comes in.
My son year of the dog last year was, I would say it was, for at least for his school, it was trying. Literally had to learn a new modality of learning. He had to learn how to write and he knows how to speak Chinese, obviously, but he learned how to write and read it. And it wasn't easy in this year of he's the year of the dog, and he had to do it in the year of the dragon, right? So yeah, shout out to him for pushing through. That's what I mean. You don't have to give up, but just know these things, right? And he's already like hitting the ground running right now. He's having a great year so far.
If you don't believe the Democratic Party or the people behind the Democratic Party are using numerology and astrology, you're out your mind. Now, remember, I told you a while ago that Biden would drop out and he would not be running in 2024. I said that on this show. Now, why did they choose Camilla? Now, I thought it would be a black woman, but obviously they didn't go for Michelle Obama, but they went for Camilla. Camilla's a dragon. We're in the dragon year. What's the vice president's name?
Waltz or whatever.
He's also a dragon. The chances that they chose two dragons in the dragon year is 1 in 144. Less than 1%.
Yeah, because, and also too, dragons are kind of hard to find, kind of like snakes. I don't know, me personally, I don't know too many dragons. That's a dynamic year. This is where people want their children to be born, right? It's very dynamic. It's the only animal on the zodiac that it's not a concrete, real animal. It's an abstract, right? Yeah, you could say dragons or whales, actually, or whatever, but it's the only one that's not. It's very powerful and mystical, right? A lot of people want to be born in the year of the dragon.
Chance.
Wow.
This is done on purpose. Now, Trump is in his enemy year. Trump got shot at, almost got assassinated.
You're the dragon. He did.
At least that's what the story goes.
Yeah,
Trump,
who knows if it was what do you call it, manufactured or not? But that's what the optics were.
got indicted 34 times.
Yeah,
a man in his enemy year.
Yeah,
you understand? Mm-hmm. So they have dragons going against the dog. Now, last election, Biden, someone born in a horse year, won in his enemy year. We see what happened. Now, is it possible? Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to see that, but don't think for a second the Democratic Party isn't using this stuff.
And also, too, interesting enough that Trump was inaugurated like a week before the dragon energy was leaving and the snake energy was coming through. You know, this is what he's I guess in his followers' terms, he's back on top. You know, there ain't no coincidence as we go into the year of the snake.
Dragon. They all know what it is now. Next, I want people to understand the last enemy sign combination, and this is concerned to you, Elon Musk. Next enemy sign combination is pig and snake. And when you look at certain issues, you start seeing that pigs and snakes don't get along too well.
Well, interesting enough, my mom was the year of the pig. I'm the year of the snake. And we definitely had I would say a love-hate, well, more love than anything, I have to say. But I definitely could see how we were opposites in some ways, too, in terms of ideology and whatnot. I love her too, respect. I probably would have saw it more if she would have stuck around more and was alive right now, you know. But shout out to you, Mom. Love you.
You start seeing that pigs and snakes don't get along too well. Charlie Sheen, born in the snake year, married Denise Richards, born in the pig year. How'd that marriage go? Not too well. That's what happens when enemies sign. Not too well. That's what happens when Sheen, born in the snake year, married Denise Richards, born in the pig year. How'd that marriage go? Not too well. That's what happens when enemy signs get together.
Denise Richards is a looker, right? She's easy on the eyes, but it didn't work out. That's because it looked good. They'll mean it worked out. And then another person that's easy on the eyes right here, Sherelle Snow. I was thinking the same thing, NPC. The dragon is leaving and the snake is coming in. I just found this link. I want you to play it maybe at the end. Yeah, please show it to me. Did you send it? You can hop up on the chat. If you don't want to come up, that's fine. But you can put it in the back chat. I'll play it. Also, he entered this term in the first year of the Jubilee, and he's doing that again. Yeah, that's true. Bam. Good knowledge. Good knowledge. It's already looking good for him, Trump.
Benazir Bhutto, former prime minister of Pakistan, was assassinated in a pig nation. Found in 1947, Pakistan. She was born in the year of the snake. This is how this stuff works. So now that we know, we've established a foundation. Rat enemies with horse. Ox enemies with goat. Tiger enemies with monkey. Dog enemies with dragon. Pig, snake. Rooster, cat. Now that we established that, let's go deeper. There's a deeper layer to everything. Peel that onion just a little bit more. I've been doing readings for a long time. And one thing I noticed when I talked to people, they kept telling me the same thing kept happening in certain years. And this is something no one in the world would have figured out without actually talking to people in reverse engineering. There's no possible way anyone would have figured this out. As a matter of fact, I'm 100% confident that even the Rothschilds did not know what I'm about to reveal.
Wow.
Okay. I like that. Interesting. Yeah. Gary got to do his marketing. You got to leave something out, having you want more, right? Now, with that said, I mean, there's a lot of interesting things we can take, maybe even hopefully valuable things we can take from all this astrology talk, lunar astrology, all this stuff. What we talked about earlier, we talked about family, we talked about starting over, we talked about lucky money. We're talking about the stories of why the snake's misfortune actually led to another creature's evolution of consciousness and motion. With the chopping off the snake's legs, and then the frog was able to take those legs. And interestingly enough, the frog hopped away and seems ungrateful to the snake. A lot of miscommunication here. Right? And a lot of modalities of learning that are left on the table that some people, but just because it's not quote unquote, as they say, hard science, whatever that is, it's a quasi science or soft science. They don't want to look at it, which is fine. But I literally got my bachelor's degree in integral studies, which is bringing in all forms of knowledge and research into one integrated point of reference, right? Of evidence. And I love to do it. And and you know what? Like, I don't like to use this term too loosely, but some of these things, when people, the way they be like scoffing at different forms of knowledge, makes me think about, like, what are an NPC? What is an NPC, right? I mean, because we've all heard the terms many times, right? Let's see. Tell me if you agree with this modality of what an NPC is. What is an NPC?
Is an NPC? What is an NPC? Lately, the word NPC has become a meme, but let's talk about what that word actually means. It stands for non-playable character. NPC derived from non-playable character, is an internet meme that represents people who do not think for themselves or do not make their own decisions. It is also known as NPC Wojak. And I would argue that most people in this world are background characters, NPCs, having background character conversations. What is a background character? A background character, also called a secondary or supporting character, includes anything from prominent sidekicks to unnamed minor characters. It's like the NPCs or background characters in a Sims game. Everyone is just having background character conversations. There's no depth in the conversation. There's no meaningful conversations anymore. Nobody wants to talk about the meaning of life or what happens when you die, or if the history we've been taught is even correct, or what reality even is. Most people's conversations are basic and boring. It's either about basic politics, or talks about a celebrity's or a musician's new album coming out, or that new movie coming out, or hey, what's your degree? And it's because most people are in a rat race. Their lives consist of chasing the next high, the next cheap pleasure, and that's their entire life.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to slow down. I live that rat race. Like I'm into the second week of my break right now until I start up again. But fuck that rat race, man. There's so much wonderful things. And this is why people, I think, they do psychedelics and smoke weed and just so they can slow down. Because when you slow down, those substances help you do that. And look at the world and how amazing it is and how it's talking to you all the time, teaching you lessons. It's like, stop playing with me. Fuck, man. This shit's amazing. It's not even shit. I've been in the rat race so long, I call beautiful aesthetics shit. Look at that. This is a beautiful world we're living in. We just need to slow down. Right? Fuck.
Acquiring as much cheap pleasure as possible before you die. And that's most people nowadays, including people who claim to believe in a higher power. When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Like I said, constantly chasing the next high, because a high eventually dies down. That excitement you got when you got the job of your dreams, well, that died down. On to the next high.
The assignment you got when you're on the panel and you're talking shit to somebody, and they talk shit to you back, and you feel like you won. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that type of shit too. Do your homework.
A brand new relationship where you're all excited. That high died down. On to the next one. Alcohol, food, drugs. Like I said, their life consists of acquiring as much cheap pleasure before they die. And most people don't like having deep conversations about God, history, reality, the unknown, because of something known as fear of the unknown.
Right. I don't know about astrology. I don't know about alternative histories. You know, I don't know about the law, this version of the law modality. So I'm going to be afraid of it. And then not only be afraid of it, but talk shit about it and act like I'm a know-it-all about it. Yo, you don't have to believe in this shit. That's the thing. It's a conversation. This shit's funny, man. Yeah, this shit's hella funny. But yeah, I get it. When people ask if you believe in something, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're saying something bad about it. And if they are, who cares? But what I'm saying is, like, being open-minded is it can be a luxury. But I'm saying, like, now we have the luxury. We have a luxury, especially of time, because if you manage your time, which is precious, right? Time is money. You can make time to contemplate things you normally wouldn't contemplate. But what you need to do is get rid of those things that aren't serving you and shed it like the snake skin, so you can make time for these new things that come into your life.
Because we all like to pretend we've made sense of everything, that there are no mysteries, we figured everything out. And being a background character and having background character conversations makes us kind of feel like we've made sense of the world. Because life is incredibly unpredictable, and at least that makes us feel like we've made sense of the world. Which is
background conversations? Can I get an amen? You hear a lot of those background conversations, the same conversations happening over and over again in the panelverse when it comes down to it. The same shit. We're trying to switch it up, man. Even the stuff that we're talking about right now could be seen as repetitive, but in this space, it damn near be the most avant-garde subject matter that's been brought here in ever.
Why most people can't entertain any topic or idea outside of their own personal matrix bubble. They can't even let these ideas land inside of their own little bubble. Which is why psychologically some people get triggered at some of my videos concerning things like alternative history. I've had people write entire paragraphs about how dumb I am on my alternative history videos. It just gets easier and easier to read people every day. It's funny that my videos on alternative history has that much power over that person's life.
It gets so triggered because you think you have it all figured out. You have your Cartesian reality and meta-narrative in such a structured Capricornian way of seeing things, right? That there's no room for fluid movement or motion, right? Like the Tao says, life is constant flux and changing, right? But that doesn't pertain to your view of history. That doesn't pertain to your view of what's going to happen in the future. And that certainly doesn't pertain to the view of how you see your life, because you're not introspective, right? You hold on to this false sense of self you think you are, right? When in fact, you don't even know who the you and the I is when it comes down to it.
Something about my video triggered his fragile reality because they took time out of their day to write an entire paragraph. And they're doing it to make themselves feel confident and secure in their own reality. However, if you stop being scared and stop having background character conversations and you step into the unknown, life starts to feel that much more meaningful. That's why I love talking to people as individuals. Because when people start grouping up, they think like a hive mind, not thinking for themselves. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know.
Do you believe in? Are you a red pillar? Are you an astrologer? Do you believe that men should initiate in the family and be go-getters, and women should nurture the children? Are you one of those people? It's like, bro, we're complex. We do many things here. Ignorance is bliss, absolutely, Sherelle. Ignorance is bliss, though, for sure. That's what we call the cipher syndrome. That is the cipher syndrome. Where is this awesome video? Here we go. I'm the Wizard of Oz. There we go. The Snake Poem read by Donald Trump. President Donald J. Trump. And we got something in common with him. I got a president in my family too as well. Shout out to Venustiano Carranza, the 44th president of Mexico. I see you, Unc, Grandpa.
The snake, on her way to work one morning, down the path. The snake, on her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she cried, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed that vicious snake. She wrapped him up, all cozy, in a comforter of silk, and she laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed that vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But I hadn't brought you in by now. You know you would have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed that vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, but why? You knew your bite was poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
That's why no one should be surprised, by the way, when I say fuck y'all fake niggas and shit and bitches, because at my core, I'm a snake. That's me. And when y'all say this person's a snake, you ain't never met a snake. I'm a snake, and I'm proud of it, right? But this is 2025, and this snake loves those who are good to him. And I love you guys. Just don't fuck me over, man. Happy year of the snake, 2025. Welcome to my year. Gary, the numbers guy, 33. What is it, an NPC? I was going to play this shit, but dude, I'm not feeling this one. I got to play some much more representing of this fiery energy, even though this is the wood snake year. Maybe I'll play it after what I was going to play, but I'm going to play this right now. Man, I got problems. You don't know who you're dealing with. I'm a humble person, but God damn it, shit, you need to be reminded sometimes. This ain't manufactured. This is real shit. This is real. So fuck all that bullshit. NPC the game live. Be good to each other. And you better be good to me.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's definitely different modalities. Master Creator with the comment 20, Master Creator 23 on the dub. Trace, snake hybrid scorpion, double the poison. Shaking my fucking double the poison, which is my passion, man. Oh man, I'm the They're real ones and keeping it lit in the chat right now for sure. Master Creator 23 on that side mission. And Sherelle Snow, the lovely Sherelle Snow, always a pleasure, bro. Sis Bex, thank you for coming through. Joe Cool, thank you for coming through. Dino, Godheart Guardian, Jeremy Locksmith, Jeremy, Crazy Mama, the lovely Leopard Print. Fuck, man. Everybody that came through. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to enjoy this year of the snake. I'm going to keep yelling. I feel like I want to yell right now. I'm jacked up. I finally feel good. I shed my skin, and now I'm going to cool out with my dog. Literally. Appreciate y'all. Hit me in the Discord. I'm about to go in there right now. Let's chop it up for a second. Peace.